History is full of kings remembered for their victories, their kingdoms, their glory. But some rulers are remembered for something far more haunting: the mystery surrounding their death. Today, we explore the tragic and controversial story of King Edward II of England, a man whose fall from the throne is matched only by the darkness of the rumors that followed him. To understand his end, we must begin with his beginning. Edward II was born in 1284, the son of the powerful King Edward I, a warrior king feared across Europe. But Edward II was nothing like him. While his father ruled with iron discipline, Edward preferred music, festivals, and companionship. He was emotional, gentle, and drawn to the people he trusted rather than the nobles he ruled. Edward's reliance on certain favorites would become the curse of his reign. King Edward I died in 1307 while marching on campaign in Scotland. His first and most beloved companion was Piers Gaveston. Charismatic, brilliant, and deeply disliked by the English nobles, Edward showered him with lands and titles, ignoring the growing rage around him. Their bond was so strong that many chroniclers of the time suggested they shared not only a political partnership, but also a romantic relationship. The barons finally acted. They captured Gaveston and killed him. Edward was devastated, and England's political tensions exploded. But Edward did not learn from his loss. He found another favorite, even more dangerous: Hugh Despenser the Younger. Ruthless, ambitious, and feared, Despenser made powerful enemies at every turn. And this time, the anger reached all the way to the throne itself. Isabella of France was not just a queen. She was clever, diplomatic, respected, and utterly humiliated by Edward's devotion to Despenser. She was pushed aside, ignored, disrespected at her own court. And so, in 1325, she left for France, and she did not return alone. She met Roger Mortimer, an exiled lord with a burning hatred for Edward II. Together, they formed an alliance. Some called them lovers. All agreed they were dangerous. By the time they gathered an army to invade England, it was a small force, but with lack of loyalty on Edward, that force could be enough. And in 1326, they invaded England. The invasion was small, but Edward II had no support left. He tried to send message to nobles to gather an army. His nobles refused to join his army. The nobles joined Isabella. The people joined Isabella. Even Edward's own son, the future Edward III, was taken to her side. Isabel's army had no resistance while entering the city. While they were marching, some of Edward's loyal barons joined her forces. Edward II fled desperately across the country, only to be captured. Edward and Despenser rode their horses as fast as possible, but Isabel's horsemen captured them. Despenser was executed. Isabella and Mortimer took control of the kingdom, and Edward II, the King of England, was locked away. After Edward II was deposed and imprisoned, rumors quickly spread across England that he should be released. These whispers alarmed Isabella and Mortimer, because Edward's return could completely destroy their power. Fearing the possibility that he might be restored to the throne, Isabella and Mortimer decided to have Edward killed. Edward was taken to Berkeley Castle, a cold, isolated fortress surrounded by mist and marshland. The reports claim he was treated poorly, kept in damp cells, exposed to cruelty and humiliation. When Edward II was imprisoned, guards refused to give him the respect normally shown to a king. Instead of addressing him with honor, they treated him like an ordinary captive. Edward protested this treatment, reminding them repeatedly that he was still the rightful king of England. But the guards ignored him and continued to humiliate him on purpose. Their goal was to break his spirit, erase his authority, and make the world slowly forget who he once was. The assassins entered his chamber at night. That he was held down, and that a red-hot poker was used to kill him, leaving no marks on the outside of the body. It was a story so brutal, so shocking. His scream was so loud that the people outside the walls could hear his agony. People retold it for centuries. But was it true? Maybe. Maybe not. For the next 4 years, the country was effectively ruled by Isabella and Mortimer. After a failed campaign against the Scots in the summer of 1327, the Treaty of Northampton was signed in 1328, recognizing Scotland as an independent kingdom. Reluctantly accepting this situation, Edward II's son, Edward III, launched a nighttime raid on Nottingham Castle during a council meeting in November 1330. Arresting Mortimer and having him executed. Although he treated his mother with respect, he also put an end to her political influence. Young, fiery, and energetic, Edward III aimed to restore England to the power it had enjoyed under Edward I. Whether he would succeed, only time would tell.